to either of us as well, and we'll be happy to pass along those resources. So looks like we got a good amount of people tuned in here. Awesome. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. All right. So thank you again, Colin, for your bravery and your service. We will begin the mock interview session here. And for those of you following along, I'll be jumping back and forth between this job description as well as Colin's resume. And I did craft certain questions specifically around the job description itself. I am not a copywriter by trade, nor do I recruit for this role normally. So I will not be asking any technical or like skill-based questions. So that way, everyone at home who is obviously not a copywriter, you can still learn some things from our practice interview today. So, Colin, are you ready?
Sure, let's do this.
Let's do this. So, the most famous question in the world, of course, is, so Colin, thank you for applying for my senior copywriter role here at Crunchyroll. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
I am currently a creative manager. The official title is creative content lead at eDriving, a risk management solutions for driver safety and education company. My department is e-learning, and my skills and responsibilities basically form together to push out e-learning product sold by our company to drivers, fleet companies, and giant companies that have to deal with logistics around the globe to make sure that at the end of the day, people get home safely and in a way that makes them not have long-term health issues. Yep, that's what I do as a whole. Does that sort of,
Okay.
would you like to ask me anything about it?
Yes. So, why are you interested in applying for our role here at Crunchyroll?
Okay, so I've been at my role for almost 3 years now, and as some people in the tech industry would say, that's forever. But for me, it is feeling like I am learning. I've hit the gap where I've stopped learning at work. Um, Obviously, at work, everything's very fast paced. The first year uh, that I worked for the company is very, very different from my current responsibilities for the company. And I'm currently looking to see whether or not I want to move into a different industry, learn some different things, because ultimately, writing is about re explaining to other people what you yourself have learned. And I have learned as much about driving as I really want to learn currently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm currently looking for other industries.
Okay, good. So we will pause the practice scenario there. Each answer for Colin was about a minute or a little bit less, which is totally fine. Actually, that's the perfect amount of, I would say, length you want to be for these like warm up slash research based questions. You're not supposed to go too long, but also you need to give a little bit of introduction and background and context about yourself. Now, for the tell me about yourself question, I think it's really good to always kind of walk them through what you're doing, as long as it relates to the role itself. It would have been good if there was information perhaps that was not readily available on Colin's resume. He was pointing out what his current role is, how long he's been working there, and also some of his responsibilities, which would translate over into this role, which is great. But also learning a little bit more, maybe what's not captured on the resume, or what helps him stand out as a creative manager, or one of his pieces that would be really relevant for what a company like Crunchyroll would be looking for. And then for the second question about why would you want to come and work at this company, um, what I have noticed from people answering this question is there's a very common theme, and it's always like being very literal with the question, and that's just a natural tendency whenever someone asks you something. But in the form of an interview, the the main purpose of the question is really to understand what you can help the company to achieve, as opposed to what we as in Crunchyroll or we as in the manager can give you. So you would want to avoid questions that are or answers that are more centered around yourself, right? Like what you can gain or what you are missing in your current role and what you can get from joining another company or that type of stuff. Even though it may be true, what you would want to do is kind of flip the question around and talk a little bit about like what you can bring to Crunchyroll, and also show a little bit of your research about the company itself and why you're so excited to come and join. Maybe it's the products, or it's the mission, or the values, or you heard really something great about their creative director, something like that, right? And the good news is, when you're applying for a company that has a very tangible and easy to understand product like Crunchyroll, for those of you who don't know, it is I guess it's like an anime website where you can go and watch and read different mangas and anime. And so I feel like there's a lot of really rich and great content you can pull into your why do you want to work here type answer.